Where does he get off calling a demolition a priority one?
Welcome to Demasked. My name is Fresman, and today I'm joined by, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, is it Frogarchist?
You got it. People mispronounce that all the time. I get Frogarchist. I've gotten Frogarchist. Every way you can think of.
Where does the name stem from? Is it a play on like anarchist?
That's what a lot of people think. Like, I was thinking more like kind of a monarchist thing, hence the crown. But I think my kind of backstory is it's like frogarchy, like rule by frogs. And but the main reason was just it was a goofy name I thought of that no one else had that I could come up with a profile picture for.
You know what? I dig it. Now, for those viewing at home who may be unaware, the vast majority of your channel content is gaming challenges.
Yeah.
Now, I've been curious because I've been trying to catch up in the last few days since you and I have gotten in contact. What's the worst challenge that you've done thus far? Because that I was in the middle of watching that Halo 4 lasso run, and it's crushing.
Yeah, the lasso ones have been like varying degrees of fun. I think my least favorite lasso one, honestly, was Halo 1, which I didn't expect because like I mostly play Halo 1. And I already knew a lot of the tricks and strats and stuff, but that game's lasso is just so bad. Like, the skulls are awful. You can't use any Covenant weapons. You're really restricted on ammo. Like, every round you fire, it takes up 2 rounds. And ammo's dropped by, or weapons dropped by enemies have, like, half the ammo and stuff. So it's just awful to play. Like, library, there's no way to get through that level without getting extraordinarily lucky and running past everything and somehow living. Or doing ammo glitching. Like, it's just stupid. I hate it so much. But besides lasso, like, overall, I think the Spartan Ops video that I did was horrible and unfun, and I'm never going to do a part 2 to that. And then, yeah, Halo 4 lasso was pretty bad, too. I'm trying to think besides Halo, because I've done plenty of those, too. I think the Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, that was really fun until I got to the blue mini kit challenges. So, like, after... I don't know if you played that game, but after you've like done everything, there's like bonus challenges where you basically go through all 36 of the levels again and have to collect 10 blue mini kits in every level, and it's just a absolute pain. But for the most part, I only play games and do things that I think I'll like doing.
I wouldn't call it a mistake, but No, it was a bit of a mistake. A couple years back, streamed the Halo Reach Legendary run. And...
Just... Go ahead.
But by myself, and just stomped into the dirt day in and day out. It's still on my channel, but I don't want to even look at the footage because I've been wanting to edit just a supercut of all of the deaths.
Yeah, I did something kind of like that early on. One of my first few videos was called like "Is Halo 2 Legendary Is Halo 2 Legendary Broken?" And like the whole video was just intercuts between me talking about Halo 2 Legendary and then just compilations of me dying with a horrible song playing in the background. I use like the same song for every death compilation, so it got old after like 2. But yeah, Halo Legendary, really tough.
It's also incredibly broken in co-op.
Yeah. Wait, so how far did you make it in Halo Reach?
I finished it. I did.
Oh, okay.
It took me... if I remember, I did like a stream a day, but each stream was like 5-6 hours long. And my greatest regret out of that whole thing is that I wasn't in the best mood for day 2. So it wasn't like, oh, this is tough, but I'm having fun, and I'm just like, oh, damn it, this sucks.
Oh, believe me, I relate. I get tired. I can't handle like 4, 5, 6 hour streams. I get tired of streaming after like an hour and a half. and I'm like ready to quit. I think people have noticed that with my streams where like if you watch one of my live streams, I always start out like high energy and excited and stuff. And by the end, I'm just like grumpy and tired and ready to be done.
Somebody subscribed to your channel. Great. Fun.
Yeah. Way to go. You and other people. Oh, look at
Whoop-de-doo.
that. Another one. I don't even care about you. Unsub.
I'm kicking you from the stream because you subscribed.
Exactly. Let's friggin' thin the herd a bit.
Some of you need to go.
Precisely. That's how you keep everyone in line. You just like pick people at random to where it makes no sense, so anyone can be next. I do that sometimes. It's one of my bits where I'm like, if I die right now, I'm gonna ban, and I'll just name a random person in the chat.
Or just play a lottery.
Yeah, I'll spin the wheel. I'll put in everyone's name who's in the chat and just spin a wheel and ban a random person.
Oh no. Oops, accidentally banned your own mod.
Yeah. Oh man, I just accidentally banned my mom. I actually one time my mom, she told me after one of my streams and was like, "Yeah, I tried watching your live stream, but I had to turn it off because you were swearing too much." Because yeah, I try not to swear in my videos, but then when it's live stream time and I'm playing Halo 2 Legendary and trying not to die or whatever, it's all bets are off.
Now, it just occurred to me. I'm like, I'm not even sure if my mom watches my videos. Wait a minute. I'll have to give her a call.
Yeah. Whenever I first started my channel, I didn't want to tell anyone that I was doing this. And then I kind of mentioned in passing, like I was talking to my dad, and he like kind of asked me, so Frog, anything new in your life? Which was weird that he called me Frog when he didn't know that my channel existed yet. And I was like, well, I actually I started a YouTube channel. He was like, oh really? You should send it to me. And I was like, no, because I want to just be alone to make videos and have no one judging me. And then eventually he talked me into it, and he was like, I don't know why you wanted to hide this from me. This is actually pretty good. And that was when I had like 100 subscribers.
I made the mistake of mentioning it at a family get-together, and one of my aunts is like, what is it? What's it called? And one of my siblings almost gave it away, and like, you keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I'll get called like Froggy Boy and stuff by my little cousins, and but for the most part, right? Like people in my life think that it's cool because you know, doing my own thing. Because I'm a full-time YouTuber now. Like this is all that I do. So you know, my parents think it's cool that I'm doing my own thing. My younger cousins, and I have nieces and nephews too now. They all think it's cool because you know, every kid wants to be a YouTuber.
What would be your advice to them if they're wanting to start their own YouTube channel?
They should just do it. I started my first one when I was 12, and it was complete garbage. I wish that I still had my videos that I uploaded back then, because they would probably be really funny to look back on. It's one of those things where it's like you're 12 and you upload stuff and you're like, wow, this is really good. Then a couple years later, you're 14, 15, and you're like, wow, that was cringe and terrible. I should delete all that. And then when you're in your 20s, you're like, man, I wish I could have seen what I made when I was 12 still.
I'm a what's the word I'm looking for? I look at my channel. So this is my first channel ever in terms of putting stuff out there. But I'm a firm believer that shame is an amazing motivator. And so my first videos are still there. They're still up, and they suck. And I believe that they should stay there because they suck.
Yeah, I get exactly what you mean. Like, I still have my first and second video that I made as Frogarchist on my channel, and I've been very open in that I think my second video that I did was on a Dead Space spinoff. I think it was called Dead Space Ignition. And it's just an awful video. Like, and that's not me, like, being humble and like, oh, I've grown so much and wow. Like, no, it's legitimately a terrible video. No one should ever watch it. But I'm never going to hide it. Never going to upload it. Or delete it. Unlist it. But I wish that, yeah, like, stuff that I had done in the past when I was a kid was still there. I had so many channels growing up. I remember my first like big video. I had a video that got to 150,000 views. That was like a meme compilation where it was just I went to Google Images and searched up memes and just had them like put them into Windows Movie Maker and played some generic music track behind them. It's somehow that got a lot of views, and I was like, wow, this YouTube thing's easy.
I'm gonna be the next PewDiePie.
Exactly. I still have one of my random channels up. I have a Deftones meme channel that I'm never going to tell anyone the name of, but I haven't uploaded on it for years.
Wait, run that by me again. Deftones meme channel?
Yep, I have a meme channel for Deftones, which is a band.
Mm.
And, yep, never, I don't even think I've said that to anyone.
You hear to hear first, folks.
Exactly.
Well, like, so back when I started my channel, I don't know why, but for some reason I thought that quantity was better than quality, at least to begin. And
yeah,
so I was putting out like 5-6 videos a day, but it was unedited, like not audio balanced, nothing, just gaming videos.
Yeah, that's advice that I hear a lot of like YouTube people give is like just make 100 videos, just, you know, quantity, just pump videos out. And I think there is something to that where people fall into like analysis paralysis and then never upload anything at all, and that's also bad. That's kind of like what I did. Like Frogarchist, I had the idea to start like, hey, let me, you know, start a new gaming channel in like October of 2022, and I didn't actually get around to it until January of 2023, just because I was trying to like figure things out and then analyze and like let me plan everything out. And then eventually like I finally uploaded a video when I just said F it and made a video.
So what made you lean more towards like gaming content out of anything?
Just because, you know, I think like what are my hobbies that I could make a channel about? Like I watch a lot of movies, but I don't think I have many like insightful things to say about movies. Same thing with music, where it's like, oh, I listen to a lot of music, and you know, but I'm not Anthony Fantano or someone who can just talk about music forever. Really, my thoughts on music and movies is just I like what I like and I don't like what I don't like.
So when's the Deftones review coming?
I mean, they're supposed to drop a new song tomorrow, actually. So
there you go.
We'll see. But yeah, so you know, I had a period. So the last job that I worked at, they were a small company. It was a startup, and they had a period where they were like, yeah, just everyone stop doing work because we can't afford to pay anyone right now. And now they're back in business. So that happened in December of 2022. So for like a month, I wasn't doing anything because I didn't need to get a new job right away or anything. So after like a month of just playing video games, I was like, yeah, I'll start another YouTube channel. I'll finally do that YouTube channel I was thinking about just to have something to do. And, you know, I had been playing a lot of Dead Space at the time, so I was motivated to make a Dead Space 2 video.
Now, where do you see your channel going from here? More challenges or more analytical stuff, like looking over the worst Halo speedrun ever?
Yeah, I mean, there is another, there's actually another Halo speedrun cheater who cheated even more than Cody Miller that I could talk about, but I don't know if I'm interested in that. I've passed the idea on to a couple other people, like Rocket Sloth. I told them about him and we're like, hey, if you want a banger video idea, you should make that. Maybe I'll do that someday. But yeah, there's a guy who was like a complete psycho and allegedly threatened other runners for like trying to expose him and stuff, and then eventually admitted that he was a cheater, and yeah, crazy story. But I don't know. I like the challenge thing. I would like to get to a point where I don't have to do challenges to get views, like to where I could just do my videos in my style now and just not frame them around a challenge, to where it's just, I don't know, just me playing games and telling jokes. But I don't know. The challenges are good because they're good for getting people who've never heard of me before to click, and they're a good thing to like structure a video around. And it obviously brings its own comedy with like, oh, you know, this part was really tough and I died a bunch, blah, blah, blah. I was so mad. But I think I do want to get into doing like a wider variety of games again. Like so far this year, I've done a couple Halo videos, a couple Lego videos, and then a couple sponsored videos that, yeah. And then outside of that, like, not a whole lot in the way of, like, new stuff. I did an Arkham video, so that was something different, and that one did well, and I hope to do another Arkham video. But, yeah, my next video is on Star Wars Republic Commando, and that'll be something different, and I want to hammer in, like, doing a wider variety of things, because the way I see it, like, to keep growing and reaching new people, it kind of requires doing new games to reach people who, you know, are only going to see things like that, whereas if I only did Halo, they would never hear of me. But you also see crossover, like I've had people who found me through KOTOR or whatever that now watch everything I do, or people that found me through Lego or Halo or whatever that now are like, oh, I just like your style, so I watch all your stuff now, even if I haven't played the games. So, yeah, I just try to do what I can, and I think I need to get back to being more diverse.
Well, personally, I really liked sort of the structure of the Once Human video.
Yeah. I like that video. I like the Marvel Rivals video too. But I think in both of those videos, I didn't do a very good job of, like, because those are both sponsored videos. Like, I was paid by the game company to make those. But it was still, like, entirely my thoughts and my script. And, like, I think those are basically made the same way as all my other videos. But I think I didn't do a good enough job, like, putting that across. So a lot of people, I think, just clicked on those and were like, oh, it's just a shill video I'm not going to watch.
I just, like, well, specifically for the Once Human video, it was getting me how, like, I'm improving my house, also getting crushed into the dirt, but I'm also improving my home.
Yeah.
But look at these fluorescent lights in my house.
Yeah, that was an I think that may have been, well, one, that's like the first game in that genre that I had ever played. Like, I don't even remember what that genre is called, but, you know, like the survival, massive open world multiplayer thing. I don't know. So that was a kind of a unique thing for me. And then I don't even think I'd made a video, like a challenge type video on a multiplayer game before at all.
When's the 100% RuneScape coming?
Oh, Lord. I have friends who played RuneScape, and I've watched them play, and it does not look fun to me. But I don't know. Maybe that's something where I just need to do it, and I'll get addicted.
I actually, funny enough, tried that earlier today. Like, not newer RuneScape, but old school. And I can see where the appeal is, especially if you're going for, like being funny about it, not playing it for for real. Like was it like the photo of the bearded guy where it just says, "I'm rich, bitch"? I can see it being a time sink is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to be careful with stuff like that because I have had instances with, like, I do Halo speedrunning. That was something that I originally learned for a video, and I just thought it was fun, so I kept doing it.
Yeah.
And I've had instances where it's like I'm streaming Halo speedruns every day, and it's like, oh, that's cool, but really all I'm doing is procrastinating on working on the next video while still, like, feeling productive. Because it's like, oh, I'm live streaming, though, and it's like, well, what I'm really doing is just not working on what I should be working on.
This is content, right? No, I get that. I've been putting off a list of projects, and there's one that's sitting under my desk right now, and it's been staring at me for about a month.
Yeah, it do be like that sometimes. When I first started, I was doing a video like every week, and sometimes more than that. Like, I'd put out a video 5 days after the previous one, and I did that, I think, all the way. So I started January of 2023. My first video was January 10th. I did that, like, through the entire year pretty much, and it wasn't until 2024 where I was like, okay, let's dial it back a little bit. But even then, like, I still was doing, like, every week and a half or so for most of the year until I started branching out and doing kind of bigger videos that were harder to make. So what I do now.
That makes me feel so old. I'm staring at like the joined date on YouTube for my channel. It's closing in on 9 years, man.
9 years, so only 2016. I mean, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah. I
think I made my first channel in like 2007, or actually no, I did make a channel because I thought when I was a kid that you had to pay to make a channel. So I just like never made a channel and just tried to remember all the creators that I wanted to watch instead of like subscribing or whatever. But I started watching YouTube in like 2007 or 2008. I was really into watching Lego stop motion stuff.
Dude, me too. That and Gary's Mod Machinima.
Yeah, I got into Machinima a bit later. I really only ever liked Halo Machinima.
Well, I mean, there's always the ultimate, red versus blue.
Yeah, Red versus Blue, I liked. I was never a big fan of. I was a big fan of Rooster Teeth's other stuff. Like I liked their podcast. I liked Achievement Hunter and RTAA and their shorts. Red versus Blue, I watched like half of it. I think I watched through like season 8, but I was never like a massive fan of it.
I became a fan later. Like I was a big fan of like kind of that first season. Was the Blood Gulch Chronicles.
Yeah.
And then I saw that they had put all of it on Netflix.
They did?
Yeah. And then I was like, great time, perfect time to sit down and just blow through all of it.
Yeah, I mean those early episodes are only like a minute or 2 minutes long, right?
If I remember, they've edited them together into like entire chapters. So instead of doing the intro every time, it's like an hour and a half of like season 1, and then it goes to like the next section.
That makes sense. I've thought of doing like a supercut of like my Lasso videos or something like that, where I just combine them into one big video and republish it. I don't know though. I don't know how I feel about that, but lots of people have said like, "Oh yeah, that's a good thing that you should do. Make a supercut."
But it's just a quick edit of like every time your body hits the floor when you die.
Not even that. Like literally just take the file of C Lasso and then add in the Halo 2 Lasso video and then add in the Halo 3 Lasso. Like literally just take my videos and just put them into one video.
Frogarchist videos to fall asleep to. There you go.
There we go. I have... If you watch my old videos, like I was very much doing like an ASMR voice. Like I'm very like kind of more soft-spoken and quieter. And I get a lot of like, dude, I fall asleep to your videos. I get a lot of comments like that, which I take as a compliment, but you could also view that as your videos are so boring that they're good to fall asleep to.
Man, your videos are great. I can just pass out.
Exactly. Freaking Frog, your videos put me to sleep in five minutes. I stopped watching ASMR and I started watching the Frogarchist.
Hey man, I love your videos, yawn.
That's why I get such high like live viewer counts on my streams, because everyone's just asleep so they don't click off.
I mean, if it works, it's views, man. It's
exactly.
Get that funny number up.
I'll take the clicks however I can get them.
So get that funny number up.
Exactly. That's why I put Halo 4 Cortana in every Halo 4 video that I make. Gotta get them clicks.
If I remember, I like that. Okay, that got a cackle out of me when I was watching the Halo 4 Lasso video. You're like, and Cortana's been turned into clickbait.
Yeah, that was a very self-aware line. But I don't do it nearly as bad as some other people do it. I'm not going to name names, but I remember there was one channel that I saw where they literally were putting, like, pictures of Cortana hentai in their thumbnails. And just, like, cropping it so that it was fine for YouTube.
I can't believe they put this mode in Halo.
Yeah, we've made jokes about, like, doing CE videos and putting in Halo 4 Cortana for no reason in the thumbnail, just to try to get clicks.
Or just have that intro where you first meet Cortana, but then have like a shitty PNG over. See, she's there, guys. See.
I will say, so YouTube, for those who don't know, has a thumbnail compare and test feature where you can like have 2 or 3 thumbnails and YouTube will tell you which one's doing the best. On my Arkham Asylum video, I ran 3. One was like kind of basic. The second one was the same as the first, but I have like a GigaChad image, and that's the one that it's set to now. And the third was that GigaChad Batman alongside Poison Ivy, who in the game looks very hot. Don't know another way to phrase that. And I was like, okay, so surely this one's going to win. And actually, it lost. It was in last place.
Huh.
So maybe gamers are not as degenerate as I thought.
Is that why I've been seeing people's, like, thumbnails change, like, maybe a day after a video comes out?
Yeah, I mean, that's always been something that people have done where it's like, oh, a video's underperforming. Let me try a different thumbnail. But yeah, now it's also just part of that feature. Like, it'll just test all these different thumbnails that people set.
I've never considered that.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people don't like it because it goes off of watch time instead of click-through rate. But I think that makes sense because you could have complete clickbait and people click on it and it doesn't represent the actual video and then they click off. So it's like, I don't know. I think total watch time makes sense in that regard because that means they're clicking and they're staying to watch.
Huh,
But those are my thoughts on it.
Well, like, because the backgrounds that I make for Demasked aren't like, this will get the best engagement. It's like, it's vaguely relevant to the conversation at hand.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know. I still don't like thumbnails. For a long time, I hated making thumbnails. Like, that was my least favorite part of making videos, was trying to think of a thumbnail. And I've gotten better at it, but I'm still definitely not, like, graphic design is my passion.
I just like making, like, I feel it's sort of, I hesitate to say, like, meditative, but I feel it's part of the baking the cake, as it were. It's I'll do the audio, and then while I'm listening to the audio, I'll make the thumbnail on my other monitor.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I don't know. And I know a lot of them are, like, nonsense. Like, one has like an octopus wearing a balaclava.
Listen, whatever represents it. But yeah, like whenever I first started, I would make the entire video and then do the thumbnail. Then I got the advice of like, no, make the thumbnail first before anything else. So then I started making the thumbnail first before anything else. And now it's kind of like, just as I make the video, I try to like just think what would be a good thumbnail for this, and I do it towards the end. Like, I usually procrastinate on it. But it's more like I'm already thinking about it beforehand, so like I have ideas before I start making it.
Well, my question, I've been meaning to try to figure this out, because I'd like to make videos in a similar vein, but I'm not sure what the process is. When it comes to making, say, like something like your Once Human video, does the writing come beforehand, or does the gameplay come beforehand? And then you like insert jokes later?
Well, for games like Halo that I've played a million times, usually I'll think of like at least a couple things beforehand. But for the most part, yeah, in a video like that, it's I'm playing the game, and then as I'm playing it, I'm thinking of things that would be funny. And some things I write down if I'm afraid that I'll forget. Most of it I'm just able to remember. And then, yeah, then afterwards I'll go back over my footage and think of how to tell a story based on my gameplay and think of jokes along the way. A lot of the jokes, too, come while I'm editing and while I'm doing voiceover. Like, I'll listen to something and be like, yeah, that doesn't really work. Or I'll think of a better way to phrase something, or just I'll think of extra jokes and things. So it's all kind of, yeah, just kind of I write throughout. I think of stuff throughout. Like that Halo 4 lasso video. Let me think of something like there's a part where I do a spit take. Like Cortana says something like, take me for a ride, and I recorded myself spitting out water. Like that was something I thought of while I was editing the video. Like that wasn't in the script. The original, in my Halo 2 lasso video, like one of my audience's favorite jokes is I reference an old children's book called I Was So Mad by Mercer Mayer. Like that was not in the script at all originally at that part. I just had a frog melts down, and I didn't know exactly what that meant. And I tried couple different things. I tried me badly singing Piano Man by Billy Joel. That didn't really work. And yeah, that was eventually what I settled on, was me reciting a children's book called I Was So Mad.
I for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the gentleman I saw, but they'd made a explanation video on the Far Cry series. And when they got to Far Cry 3, there's certain licensed music that would be, flagged by YouTube. And so they made their own like a cappella version of it. But it's the song Make It Burn Them by Skrillex. And so it's dubstep done a cappella, but he's doing like all the background instruments with his voice, and it's baffling.
That sounds pretty funny. That sounds like something that I could not do.
Well, the whole time I'm like, yes, this is impressive, but man, he didn't need to do all that. Thank you, though, but why?
There are times where it's like, why am I photoshopping this for it to be on screen for 3 seconds? Like, why am I putting this much work into something? But then, I'll get a comment like, dude, that was really funny at 8 minutes and 6 seconds. And it's like, okay, I guess it was worth it. But I have lots of ideas for stuff, like, not that specifically like a cappella, but ideas for things like that where I'll try to do it. And it's like, okay, I could do this, but it's not good. So I simply cannot do this at a high level. So let's just think of something else to do instead.
Well, like I've recently tried to step into I believe I've mentioned it on a previous episode, but I repair electronics as a hobby, and I wanted to make videos showing how to repair certain things, but I don't. What's the word I'm looking for? You ever see somebody do an idea that you want to do so well that it's almost frustrating?
Yes.
It was like that. I'm like, man, I wish I could do it like them. And then I'm sitting there like recording with my phone, and I'm like, I'm messing this up. I did everything out of order.
I think that's something for me, like, especially when I first started. There's a guy named Snamwitches, who he was pretty new too at the time. He started, I think, like a few months before I did. And I remember watching his videos and being like, I should make videos like that. And I still don't, but it was like, you know what? That would have been a cool way to make it. But I think that's something that a lot of people go through, like, when they first start, is they see people who they like, and they're like, oh, let me try to emulate that. Like, I see people now who do that for me. Like, people do the, can I do this Lego game in under 24 hours? People do those, and I've seen, like, other video ideas that I think are inspired by mine, and then the people say like, hey Frog, I'm a big fan. So it's like, okay, yeah, which I'm not like offended by, like, how dare you steal my video idea. Like, I find that flattering. But yeah, and I still have that where it's like, oh wow, that's really good, I should try to think of something like that or do something similar to that.
So late last year I tried to do a challenge video, like a gaming challenge video, and it's based off of something that I already do in my spare time, and I figured it'd be fun to like show it to the world. So you know those games that you can like drag a corpse behind you?
Yes.
So I personally call him Phillip. And the idea is you take a Phillip and you see how far you can get with him. And so the origin of the idea came from a channel. A gentleman, unfortunately, has passed away, but it's Mitten Squad.
Yes.
Paul, you are missed dearly. But I wanted to, like, in this, like, as a sort of tribute, but solely do Phillip dragging challenges for different games. And I want you to know that I may have jumped too hard into the deep end I think I picked the wrong game.
Oh no. What game did you pick?
Skyrim.
That was the first game I thought of when you said dragging corpses.
I thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny to essentially play it like a game of golf? How few Phillips could I use throughout the entirety of the story of Skyrim? And I have like 11 hours of footage, and I'm maybe 5-6 missions in. So
yeah.
So something I didn't consider is you cannot fast travel dragging a corpse. You also walk at half speed.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
And the real kicker, which a lot of people don't consider because they don't do that, is auto saving doesn't happen when you're dragging a body.
Oh no.
Like, you know that like timed autosave you have when you're wandering around?
Yeah.
That doesn't occur when you have a body in your hands.
I think I know where you're going with this.
You ever lose your progress trying to walk to the... Okay. So, I plan to put a map up, and when the video does come out, I need to finish that video because it makes me mad that I haven't. I had to walk from. Are you familiar with like at least the geometry of Skyrim?
Yes, I have played much Skyrim.
So I had to walk. I've kept one Phillip in the overworld because you can't take him through like doors or into houses. I have had to drag a single Phillip from Whiterun to Helgen through Riverwood all the way to the entrance of the Throat of the World. I can't remember the name of that town.
Oh, Iverstead?
Yeah, Iverstead, and then I got most of the way up those 10,000 steps and was immediately killed by a frost troll, which took me 2 hours to get there. And it didn't save the entire time, so it sent me right back to the front door of Whiterun.
That's I know exactly which frost troll you're talking about because the first time I played Skyrim and went up to the Throat of the World, he jump scared me pretty good. I think that was the first frost troll I ever saw.
I normally do not rage quit games, but that was one of the first times where I'm like, I just need to take a break. I need to leave this here. And
yeah.
And I think I'm gonna start doing smaller, more linear games after that one.
Yeah, I know Midden Squad. I get compared to Midden Squad probably more than anyone else now. Like I get a lot of like Frog is the new Midden Squad, or like Frog reminds me of Midden Squad comments, which I think is a pretty big compliment. I actually, when I started my channel, I was not familiar with Midden Squad. I hadn't heard of him before. It wasn't until after he passed away that I went back and saw some of his old videos. I saw his his Halo no damage videos, which were really good. And we're kind of like, that was kind of like a direction for me because I was doing like kind of challenge type videos and kind of like listicle type videos and analysis videos, and then I'd also do like just comedy videos where it's just me telling jokes the whole time. And watching Midden Squad was kind of like, oh wait, instead of doing like separate comedy gaming videos and challenge videos, why don't I just do them together? So it was kind of like watching him kind of pushed me into the direction that I was already kind of trending towards, to where it's like, yeah, I can just do all this together instead of trying to split it up. And I think I'm still like, my videos aren't just Midden Squad clones, but there's definitely an influence in them.
Yeah. I like, in terms of the Phillip thing, that's been a thing since about 2008. Which is,
I've never heard of this before.
What, the Phillip thing?
Prior to you telling me about it, I'd never heard of Phillip before.
That's me. That's my
Well,
making.
the dragging corpses around. Or do you
Oh,
mean
yeah.
you came up with it in 2008?
Yes.
Oh, I got you.
I played the original Dead Space, dragging a corpse with me as far as it'll go. And
Yeah,
it,
I think one thing with the challenge things is you don't like you can just do stupid stuff like that, right? Like I think a lot of people with challenges, they think it has to be like the hardest challenge ever, like can I beat this game without taking a single point of damage, and if I take any damage at all I restart the entire game. Like I feel like a lot of people think challenges have to be just ridiculously hard, like the hardest thing you've ever heard of.
uh-huh.
When I see it as it just has to be a framing for a fun video. Like it doesn't have to be super tough, and I don't think the challenges I do are that tough.
Uh-huh.
There's like people like Jervalen who do way tougher Halo things than I've done, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who've done way tougher challenges in the other games that I've played too. But people watch my videos, I think, for the most part, for like the jokes and stuff. And that's why I liked Midden Squad too, is because of all his jokes and his humor. Like I don't really care about the challenge all that much.
Well, speaking of challenges, did you see the gentleman recently that beat all of the Souls games without getting hit?
No, I have not. I'm not into Dark Souls at all. So I am not up on those games.
That's fair. I totally get that, but to go through all of them and not get like touched.
That sounds like something I would never ever do.
The guy, I totally understand him. He beat Dark Souls 3 was like the end of it all, and it took him 2 years to like train up to that point. He beat the final boss and just started crying.
Yeah, that's so you mean like he went through each game individually, not like he started at Dark Souls 1 and had to make it through every game without getting hit?
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that no thanks.
Yeah.
Although the only thing that I know about Dark Souls is that they're supposed to be like the hardest games ever. That's all that I know.
They are crushing. I am unfortunately intimately familiar with most of them.
I think I most often hear Dark Souls referenced with anytime I do a Halo 2 video, there's always comments like, dude, Dark Souls has nothing on Halo 2 Legendary.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't know. I haven't played Dark Souls. I don't know how they compare.
So not the first game, but the like 2 and 3 came out when I was in high school. And a buddy of mine, like it became almost like PTSD of just like we did co-op, we beat the first game, but he would willingly lead me into traps and like leave me to fight bosses by myself, that sort of thing. And then like the second game got announced, and instead of it being like, hey, that'll be fun, a new game to play, I get a text, and in all caps I just see the words, it's happening again. I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
And then when 3 got announced, all I got was a phone call, and I just hear, guess what? We're going back.
We're going back like Doc Brown.
Yep.
You got a call from Doc Brown.
Got to descend back into the nightmare. I'm not sure.
Yeah, challenge videos are fun. I don't know if I'd want to drag around a corpse though.
Hey man, Phillip's a great companion, but a terrible conversationalist.
At least he doesn't talk back.
Exactly. Okay. So the thing is, I have sort of a set list of rules for Phillip as a companion. And one of those rules, the main rule, is that he never speaks. There is no voice. It's the best way I can describe it is like Wilson from Castaway. It's a one-sided argument.
Castaway, another movie that I haven't watched, but I am familiar with Wilson. I'm a big Kansas City Chiefs fan, and they once had a receiver named Albert Wilson. And like anytime he made a play, my dad and I would yell Wilson, like Tom Hanks.
I like when it comes to Phillip, I refuse to change that rule because I tire of like PewDiePie did it a lot and I think does it less. I'm not sure. I don't watch his videos lately. But like we'll make a silly character and then give it a silly voice, and then every time something even close to that shows up. But for Phillip, it's always like I've specifically wanted to record a one-sided argument where you never hear his side. It's just like, yeah, I know, but well, yeah, so
Yeah. No, yeah. I know what you mean. I love doing like just random bits like that. Just out of the blue where people don't expect it. I think that's one of the best ways to do like comedy and gaming videos, or at least for me, that is.
I think the final step of that joke will be me buying a full-sized dummy to have in my house.
And just like having it behind you on stream or something on webcam.
Just laid out in the middle of my living room.
Yeah, one of these days I should get a giant frog behind me.
There you go.
And people are like, because every time I do a live stream, people are like, where's the frog? I'm like, well, he's away right now.
Oh, are you usually on camera when you stream?
Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I am. It kind of depends on what mood I'm in. For a long time, I wasn't on cam. Now, I've been trying to implement, like, in my videos, I'll be on camera for, like, 5 seconds here and there, but I still try to keep pretty faceless.
Gotcha.
It's more fun to talk and stuff when I'm not on camera, because then I don't have to worry about what I look like.
Mm.
I can just roll out of bed and not shower or brush my teeth, have rotten teeth, and be totally fine, and no one knows any better.
Nobody can even tell you have dentures?
There are times when I've done like streams and recorded stuff where I can tell that I have like complete morning voice and do not sound my same self, but other people are like, nah, you sound fine. And it's like, all right, if you say so. Maybe it's just me.
See that? There you go. That's why I wear a mask. I can just stuff it all behind there.
Exactly. Wear a mask like Dream.
Oh. Ah!
That was honestly one of the reasons why I wanted to just like start showing my face, is so that I didn't have that situation where people are like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to see what Frog looks like," and like to where it builds up into something. So I was like, "Yeah, let's just nip that in the bud and make it not a big deal at all."
Well, in that case, I'm making my declaration now, here, 9 years after my channel starts. There will be no face reveal.
Fair enough.
As far as anybody's concerned out there, that's my face.
You were born with the mask on.
Yep. More specifically, I'm a cursed mask on a human host.
Fair enough. You know, we all, everyone's born different. Some people are born with masks on their face.
For a very real moment, I thought you were about to quote The Mask.
The Jim Carrey movie?
Yeah.
Have not seen that. I saw The Mask 2 when I was a kid.
Son of a bitch. You got a list, man.
I do like a lot of like old stuff. Like for a long time I said that Alien from 1979 was my favorite movie ever. I do like a lot of older things. And people say that I'm a spiritual boomer because of that. Like I reference a lot of just like I reference Mystery Science Theater a lot in my videos, and that's another like influence for me.
Good.
I like a lot of like old music. Yeah, I'll reference I Was So Mad, like I said, which that book is a friggin' children's book from like the 70s.
I'm very glad that I think you may be the first guest I've had on the show to reference MST3K.
Of course.
It's Mitchell.
And there's nothing better than making a Lego video and referencing the Pod People episode, and no one knows what you're talking about, but it's funny to me.
The dream, a dream of mine would be to have a set that's like the Satellite of Love.
I get what you mean.
Like the counter and the door behind you and all that. Maybe not the actual like cinema part. I don't want to go that far, but like a nice place to present things.
Yep. Have your robots with you, all your friends.
Have my Phillip laid out on the counter.
Exactly. And then watch terrible movies.
Or
I didn't know what the concept of a B movie was when I first watched that show. I was like 10 because my dad liked it and he showed it to me when I was a kid. So I was like, is this just how movies were in like the 80s? Because I also didn't have a concept of time. So I thought these were like from the 80s. And it's like, well, no, they're called B movies and they're terrible. They still come out now and they're played on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Or Tubi.
Yes, or they go out on Redbox. I don't know. Is Redbox still a thing? Didn't they go out of business?
If I remember, they've gone under, but the companies, like the actual companies that now own the machines, are using them privately.
Fair enough. It's like those, there's also like those Bruce Willis movies in 2021 or 2020 when Bruce Willis was in like 13 movies a year and they were all awful.
Or those weird, like, okay, there was a video I saw on Tubi, and I could only watch, like, 5 minutes of it, and I gave up. It was, like, Bigfoot Goes to Mars or something, and it was, like, Unreal Engine 5 footage. It was
So it was like a machinima movie.
It looked like a fan animation.
Well, I mean, if it's on there, then surely someone watched it besides just you.
Watch, I'm talking smack now, but it's gonna gain like a cult following like the Incredible Bulk.
Exactly. Then they're gonna find you and they're gonna cancel you.
Burn Fresman at the stake.
Exactly. They'll come at you with pitchforks. Down with the Frez.
It's fine. I have it coming. It's fine. I'm gonna be up there on the pike, just like, yeah, you know what? Your movie does suck.
They hated Jesus because he told the truth.
I love that comic panel of the one guy in the crowd. Shut up.
Yeah, I've used that one a couple times I use my community post on my channel a lot because I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
And I'll like post memes and stuff, and I've used that one a couple times. I can't remember the context of any of the ones I've used, but I've had they hated Frog because they told the truth.
My favorite stupid biblical joke is, and thus God said unto Abraham, "It's just a prank, bro."
God, I forgot about the prank era of YouTube when like Prank Invasion and who else, SoFlo Antonio were things.
Joey Salads.
It was all just completely fake pranks. And the freaking Prank Invasion guy, all he did was kiss people. They weren't even pranks. It was like, I beat you in thumb wrestling, now kiss me.
Now we get, hey, complete stranger, you lost heads or tails. Now you have to give me a kiss.
Exactly. Oh, whoa, you just been pranked.
Ah, loser. I mean, if you're kissing the guy who runs Prank Invasion, then yeah.
Yeah, I had lots of phases where I was like, I should do this kind of channel, I should do that kind of channel. Never had a prank phase. There's a guy named Ren's Reviews who did the best sponsor segment of all time, like the funniest one I have ever seen, where I rewatched the video that it's in just for the sponsor segment. What he did was he got a ad read in a script from like NordVPN, I think, and he went to a drive-through. I think he went to a couple different drive-throughs and was like saying it into the speaker. Then he pulls up to the window and was like, "Hey, here's my card. By the way, did you know that with NordVPN you can blah 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 get 20% off with my code?" And he was saying it in a drive-through. It's like stuff like that I think is really funny. Where it's like it's not like hurting anyone, and it's just like being awkward.
I've not for YouTube, but I used to do that when I was a teenager.
Like just be awkward in public.
On purpose, yeah. And there's a joke that I still use nowadays that it's my favorite. I guess you can consider it a dad joke or something like that. But whenever I worked retail or I'm in a retail store, I'll find like a piece of clothing that is for like a toddler. And like, "Excuse me, sir, do you need help finding anything?" I'm like, "It's never in my size. Never." And I just like dejectedly put it back on the hanger and walk away.
Yeah, I can't handle that. I'm not very good with cringe. I can't even watch like fictional shows like The Office where I know that it's not real. It's too much.
Like I said, shame is an amazing motivator.
When you said that, like I know what you mean too, because I've uploaded videos where it's like, wow, I am not happy with that video, and then my next one I get out really fast because I'm like, let's not have that be my most recent video for that long.
Bury it.
Yeah, let's bury it. Get that out of here. Out of my sight.
If I remember, there are multiple videos that I have that my mic started dying midway through. like the mic itself started to like shit the bed, and like there's this weird like moments where I would talk, not yell, but just talk a little too loud, and my plosives would like pop the mic. Like it would,
Damn.
like it would spike, and I'm like, "Wow, this audio sucks. Can't fix it though. Can't afford a new microphone, so guess that's it." Send it.
Yeah, I used to be really bad about that, about like not wanting to record audio because I had like a really inconvenient setup for it, so I just have to deal with audio problems like that. And now, like, if there's the slightest thing wrong in a line, I'll re-record it, and it doesn't even matter like how minor it is. It's like, oh man, I said the singular instead of a plural on this word. Re-record it. Stuff like that.
Whenever I listen to my voice back, I feel like my S's are a little weird, but I think it's my face, not my mic.
Oh, because of the mask?
Well, I'm not more. I mean, I'm totally wearing it right now. What do you mean?
Oh yeah. Wow, I'm dumb. Yeah, you record all of your faceless audio with the mask on. That makes total sense.
Well, like when I did my recent interview with Noah from Bizarcade, I was on camera, and so I had to wear a mask the entire time. And one of the things my partner ran by me was that, "Oh, your voice is muffled." I'm like, yeah, there's a mask in the way.
Yeah, that was back when like COVID was a thing, and yeah, we had to wear masks at the bank I worked at because I was a bank teller, and then I was like a dual role where I did like bank teller stuff and open new accounts. So that was a lot of fun to be like, "Oh yeah, come right in here to my office. I'll open your checking account for you." That was fun, but also like yeah, trying to work a drive-through and talking through a mask sucks.
What'd you like on that? What?
The worst time I ever had, my first ever job was at Arby's, and I worked in the drive-thru, and at some point while I worked there, I got my braces taken off because I was a teenager, and I had to put in a retainer, and I like could not talk with my retainer in my mouth. It was terrible. And I was like, hey, how about today I, do fries or something? And they were like, nope, you're in the drive-thru. So without being able to make any S sounds whatsoever, I had to try to take orders, and it was terrible.
Did it give you a hard lisp? Mine gave me a hard lisp.
I didn't even have, now I can kind of talk with it. Back then, I couldn't even lisp with it. I could not make any sounds that related to an S.
I had so I had standard braces, like the metal wire ones. But then my retainer was like the Invisalign retainer. And it gave me like the stereotype lisp.
I'm not going to try to do it, but I know exactly what you mean.
I'd be sitting in class like, hey, do you guys want to go swimming Saturday?
Oh, I thought you meant an over the top glass. I can't even fucking do it.
From my head your skin.
Yes, like that. Yes, like the chick from Finding Nemo.
That
who Nemo doesn't want to get picked up by.
that weird back of the cheek.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I kind of had a bit of that later on when I got more used to it, and now you can tell when it's in my mouth, but I sound pretty much fine.
I got that retainer right when I started class with, there was a girl in my class that had an actual lisp, like a non-retainer lisp, but it sounded precisely like I had sounded with my retainer in, and for a minute there, she thought I was making fun of her. And
oh no.
Well, I'm sitting there it's nice to meet you, and then she's like, what the hell, dude? And I'm like, I swear it's not me. And I pulled out my retainer. I'm like, see, I'm sorry, it's not.
It's not up to me.
Yeah, I'm like, I promise I'm not doing this on purpose. I had no clue. And
one of those movies where someone's mind controlled to shoot somebody, and it's they're not actually meaning to do it. They're under control by Lex Luthor or whoever.
I can't stop myself.
Precisely.
If I remember, I made them feel better, but it's I could do it on purpose if it'd make you feel better.
Solidarity.
Yeah. Or as we say, this sucked.
I've noticed that too. When I record, I have a bit of a lisp, I think, that I don't think I have in real life. But I don't know.
I'm wondering, I need to speak to a speech coach or something, because I'm wondering if it's I'm rolling my tongue wrong, or the placement of my, am I pushing them against my teeth incorrectly,
Yeah, I don't know. You sound fine to me.
Thank you. Now to put my retainer back in. No.
Oh no.
Put
the mask on. You put the mask on, I'll put my retainer in.
Oh.
That's how we'll do the rest of the podcast.
Muffled lisps. So that retainer only made it I want to say 2 weeks after I got my braces off. And I just I told my dad I felt so awful because he paid for my braces, the whole thing. And I'm like, I can't do the retainer. I'm getting made fun of every single day. I can't. I just can't.
Yeah. I don't remember what I did. Now that I think about it, did I wear it to school or did I just not? I think I might have just not worn it to school because I think at that point I was a senior in high school, so I only went 4 hours a day.
What? Or was it one of those wear it at night type of deals?
Well, now I still have to wear it at night, but back when I first got my braces off, I was supposed to wear it 24/7 except to eat.
It just occurred to me, I don't know why I completely forgot. I have a permanent retainer. No, a wire fused to my teeth.
It never comes out.
Yeah, I don't know why I completely forgot about it, and I'm sitting here poking it with my tongue because it's behind my bottom teeth. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have a retainer anymore. I'm like, oh right, yeah, I totally do.
So yeah, it happens to the best. I've had plenty of times where someone asks me a question and I'm like, no, not at all. And then 20 seconds later, I'm like, wait a second. Yes. What am I talking about?
I don't wear glasses as you're adjusting your glasses. What?
Frog, have you ever made a Halo Infinite video? No, I haven't. Wait a second. Yes, I have. What am I talking about?
You say on this call while editing in Halo Infinite video. That's crazy. You're crazy. I don't.
No, I've never talked to Fresman before.
I don't run a talk show.
I've never done like a podcast thing with anyone ever, nor will I ever.
Have you done an interview outside of this?
It's been a long time. I think my last one was with this guy, Meaning in Between, who's really talented. He makes really good stuff, and he's a really good interviewer. And that was for another video he was working on. It was like part of that video, and then he published our full interview. So yeah, he published it, I want to say in like December, but we actually recorded it in like October, so it was even older than that. So yeah, it's been a while.
Well, I hope I'm living up to some kind of expectation here.
You're doing just fine. I liked what I heard.
You're doing all right.
My main thing is like, I don't know. I've been on a couple shows where it's not just one-on-one, and it's like me and 4 other people who I've never talked to before. I don't like that, if I'm being honest.
That's fair. I occasionally, like, part of the running gag for my channel is I refer to myself as we in the plural. Because, well, mask and host.
Yep, makes sense.
And, like, usually in emails and whatnot, I'm like, me, but when it's, like, YouTube, I'm like, we. But
I mean, there have been like radio shows where it's one guy pretending to be like 4 different people and doing different voices. So you could do that. You could have a you voice and a mask voice and pretend that you're 2 people. Huge.
I gotta start getting like the soundboard that they have at radio stations.
Exactly. I have a soundboard on Discord, and I played one of them on one of my live streams. And I did not realize that it was about 20 decibels higher than everything else that was happening, so I just blew out everyone's eardrums.
Oh, no.
I got a bunch of people in live chat afterwards in all caps like, Frog, my ears are ringing.
You're fine. You'll get used to it.
Exactly. Wake up.
Put that in the frog videos to fall asleep.
How's
to.
your ASMR now? Get fucked. Wake up.
You're gonna have to sleep through the tinnitus.
That's like if you ever tried to fall asleep to like Dark Side of the Moon, and it's really great until you get to time and every clock in the universe goes off.
Yeah. Dude. Oh. So I don't know what it is about my YouTube recommendations, but once in a while, I mainly play music through Spotify, but for ease of access, I'll occasionally do YouTube. I had watched a explanation video on it, and then tried to not listen to it in its entirety, but I kind of clicked through it. But then YouTube decided I really needed to hear it while I was sleeping. Have you ever heard of the album Everywhere at the End of Time?
I have not.
It is an experimental album that explores through, audio the what's it called? The descent of a person going into dementia.
Interesting.
So, like, the album starts out and it's like kind of mid-50s trumpety, stuff you hear over a gramophone dance music. But by the end, it's this incomprehensible cacophony of noise and like I think there's screaming somewhere in there. It's really hard to tell, but it makes me want to like curl into a ball. It's hard to describe.
I am pulling this up on YouTube Music and saving it. I'll check it out.
Fun.
Because I do like a lot of like progressive type, like experimental type stuff and weird stuff. So that sounds like something I might like.
It's I will say it's not following a beat by the end.
Are you familiar with Trout Mask Replica?
Why does that sound familiar?
Because it's like, yeah, that's the one that I've heard. That's like the peak of just weird music.
Trout Mask Replica. Oh yeah, Captain Beefheart.
By Captain Beefheart.
Yeah. Or as I once heard in a Mark Maron bit, trying to catch up, huh?
Yeah, I would highly recommend listening to that sometime if you like weird avant-garde stuff.
The first video I see reviewing it is the phrase, "I promise it's actually good."
It's one of those things where you listen to it and you're like, what am I listening to? But then, like a day later, you're like, okay, that was weird. Let me listen to that again. And like after the 10th time listening to it, you're like, I don't know why I like this, but I do.
I had that happen recently. So, his music was actually featured in a game that's built around his music. The game's called The New Flesh, which I highly recommend. I think it's free. But the what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like Beck, like early Beck.
Gotcha.
Like kind of like nonsense lyrics, but they kind of have this vague central theme, but then gets really odd sounding as you kind of go farther. But it's a bunch of his. It's the artist's name is Red Vox, and if I can recommend one song of his, it's "Garbage Land."
Red Vox Garbage Land. I looked up the video and it looks like there's a bunch of like mice from 2002.
Because it's about rats.
Interesting. The I mentioned I have the Deftones meme channel. My first Deftones song that I heard was I shared like iTunes with my dad, and my dad had one of their albums saved, and they had a song called Rats, Rats, Rats. And I listened to that song just because I thought the name was funny. It's like, that's how I found my favorite. I listened to one of their songs because I thought the name was funny when I was like 14.
There was, have you ever heard of the band Negative XP?
I've heard of them. I haven't listened to them.
Some of their song titles kill me, and their most famous one is Scott Pilgrim versus the World ruined an entire generation of women.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I have heard that song.
But my personal favorite outside of that one is My Life is an RPG and I fucked up my build.
That's funny.
And the thing is, it's a really good song too.
That's a hilarious song title. I should steal that.
If you ever get the chance, listen to it and then read the lyrics, it's amazing wordplay. But
yeah.
But with that, we are closing in on an hour and 15 minutes, at least by my my screen here. How we feeling? How you doing?
Riveting. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm good.
Well, for a genuine moment, I forgot your channel was like frog centric. And so I'm like, what the hell are you talking? Right, okay.
Yep. Got the frog. I always say let's hop in, which at first was not a pun. Like I didn't even think of that as a pun. And then after the fact, people were like, oh, I see what you did there. And I was like, oh yeah. But yeah, all my videos I start with like, let's hop in.
But I think so that, and I'm hungry. I want to go make food. but I think we will call this here interview to a close. Now, Mr. Frog, it's been absolute joy to have you on this channel, on this here video. And I do have a couple of questions just to close this out. They're very simple ones. First of all, do you have a video that you're particularly proud of that you'd like to see in the description of this here video?
Video that I'm particularly proud of, I would say my KOTOR 2 plasma torch video.
Gotcha. And then the second question would be, if asked, would you, or not if asked, I'm probably going to ask, would you be willing to come back as a return guest?
Yeah, I would say so.
No.
No. It just leaves call.
Blocked, banned. But Frogarchist, I keep feeling like I'm gonna mess up the pronunciation.
So Frog R Christ, on my very first video, someone commented, "Great video, Frog racist." It's like, that's not what my name is. That was one of the first comments I ever got on my channel.
All right, Mr. Frog Racist, thank you for coming on. But in all seriousness, Frog, thank you for coming on. This has been an absolute blast, and honestly, I can't wait to have you back on. But, and party people at home, please go check out Frogarchist's channel, and the video will be in the description below as well. But with that, this has been Demasked. My name is Fresman. I'll see all of you next time.